So first deck we're going to talk about is none other than Dandevi. So once per turn, when a card is removed from your security stack on your opponent's turn, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Sometimes this is massively punished, especially with Mastamon as being kind of everybody's yellow go-to right now. It does help out take care of that, but also it has an on deletion, make your opponent discard 2 cards. That becomes very important if this card keeps recurring itself. We also have another boss Digimon called Murmuskamon. So this Digimon was introduced in the Tamers movie. It was a slide evolution. It wasn't even counted as the ancient spirits. It just had the ability to slide evolution, becoming a beast spirit and a humanoid spirit. So it was really interesting. It has retaliation, which is okay by me. But on deletion, if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you may play one Orasasmon from your trash without paying its memory cost. And let's take a look at this. We have Ornasmon, Ornesamon, the giant bird looking thing. It has security +1, but on play, delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower. So if we lose this into security and they have a 5 out or lower, we get to blow up something when this comes out, as long as we have 10 in our drop, and that's a very achievable with Dandevi. Dandevi loves milling, self-milling, and doing all that crazy good stuff. I think 4 Debbie Mara is just so clutch in this deck. I don't feel like any other Tama really fits for purple, because that draw discard 1 is just super important. We play Dandevimon because we need enough Devi targets to get Dandevi back with our on deletion. If you have 7 or more Digimon with this Digimon in its name in trash, you may play one Dandevi from trash without paying its memory cost. We want to have free on play Dandevi just to constantly keep recurring him, especially in this format where deleting is so important. This minus security control or anything like that gets really punished really quickly on them. They hate this card. They can't keep up with draw advantage if they're losing cards, especially on recurring big boss Digimon. The deck really gets punished. We have Tapirmon being Tapirmon to draw us a card. We have Labramon to draw us a card on play and then discard us a card. So cycling at its best, we're trying to cycle as much as we can. We play Vilemon for a blocker, while Devimon is being a retaliation threat, especially being able to trade big mons. If we have this Devimon underneath, it means that we're gaining a Dandevi out of the deal as long as one hits the drop. We play Ogremon for on play, trash 1 card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 4 Digimon. So if they have a blocker and they've given us 3 memory and we want to choke them, or even 4 memory, we want to choke them, we can slam this down, pop their blocker quite easily. Next, we have Devimon being the blocker we need, and it's another target. Chimeramon's being on play, you may delete one of your opponent's other Digimon to delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower. We are using this to pop one of our Devimon stacks to then get Dandevi out for free. We have Skullmaramon just for a cheap evolution to go into Dandevi, or this Murmuskamon, so just very powerful skill. We have Lady Deva for being trigger draw 2, then trash 2. It's basically Graceful Charity on steroids for an evolution. Then once per turn, when you use an option card, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Since we do play a really solid option pool, we should talk about that. I play 2 Millenniumon. This Millenniumon is just so important because we want to have recursion in this deck. The whole top end is all about recursion. We're thinking about. Next, we do have Flying Bullet. So the Musketeer part doesn't matter. Delete one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon. Being able to delete a Mega is so important, especially if we're just going to cost it for 7. It's not a big deal. We have Deathclaw being Deathclaw. And then we have Matt Ishida for the recycling of lost pieces and just getting us back to 3 every turn. I think this is a solid Dandevi build. Definitely try it out when you can. Next, here is Lilithloop. Again, if you don't know what Lilithloop is, basically you're constantly just spamming Lilithmon with when you use Mega Digimon Fusion to use with Zawart to call it out, and then you're using a bunch of Jackaroids to constantly gain memory and keep it your turn. The turn goes on forever and ever. just because of the effect of when you use an option card, gain 2 memory. What's really nice about Lilithmon is if you have 10 or more cards in your trash, you may return 2 purple options to your hand. You might be wondering why I'm playing her. This is because she's a good memory resetter, and she also does pretty much just the memory reset, and it just helps with the fact of Mega Digimon Fusion becoming a lot easier because you're more likely to play this kind of tamer than the Mat and Ties, so it's not that big of a deal. We have Dandevimon for the draw discard, still a fantastic card, purple's best ace card. There's Xenomon for the retaliation on your turn, so definitely take that into account. We have Devimon to being just a 2 cost drop. We have Guzzymon to help prevent against Lilithloops and other blue or yellow decks, just because it's a good threat. We have Labramon to be our draw engine for on plays. We play Impmon from the new set, so on play you may trash 1 card in your hand. If you do, return 1 Digimon with 7 Great Lords or 3 Musketeers in its typing from your trash to your hand. Lilithmon is a 7 Great Demon Lord. She can be returned with this Impmon on play skill, so that you can just consistently, if they blow up 1 Lilithmon, you at least get a way of getting it back. We have Gabumon here, so when attacking, trigger draw 1, then trash 1 card in your hand. Just all about that trash beauty. Baumon's in here to be blocker and lose 2 memory, but the blocker is just all we care about. We have Jinkumon promote. So it has rush. It's another option for us so that we can get into the final swinging pace, because we can digivolve for 1, we can get a game finisher. We can't use this other effect because we do not have any of those 2 specifically in name. If you place 2, you would draw a card and gain 1 memory, but we're not going to worry about that. We're trying out this Wizardmon in here, so when you use an option card, gain 1 memory. So the fact is, sometimes you might be on Titamon and Wizardmon is here. Wizardmon will at least gain us a memory for the Mega Fusion, so that if we do hold on to Lilithmon, we can at least go into Omnimon's Award, get the 2 ultimates or any 1 ultimate out, then have Lilithmon come in. We'll gain the extra memory because this is a free memory gain. This can get ridiculously really quickly. We gain 3 memory a turn, 3 instant memory on a 0, so that's really powerful. And Jack Ray just keeps going up every 10 cards, so the more we have, the better. So Devimon is a blocker. We already know this. Lady Deva is in here for triggering draw 2, then trash 2 cards from your hand. Once returned, when you use an option card, delete 1 of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. So again, we're trying to pop out Rookie Rush very easily. Black War Groundmon helps us restand our stuff and cycle in more combo pieces, especially since if we can swing in with a couple of warts, we kind of just go for that win. Next, we have Skull Greymon in here. So when this card is trashed from your hand by your own effect, you may place this card under 1 of your purple Digimon at the bottom of his evolution. When attacking, you may trash 1 card from your hand to give this Digimon 3,000. So really nice power to trash a card, but it also has the inheritable retaliation in the ultimate line. That's a surprise to some people. People do not understand that seeing this, if we have to discard this with Lady Deva, put this underneath it, makes it so they're less likely to swing into our Lady Devimon. But because that retaliation is just so powerful, they're not going to want a 1-for-1 trade sometimes. Next, we do play Lilithmon, as I mentioned. This is Titamon. Titamon is when Digivolve and trash 1 card from your hand, then you may place 1 purple level 4 or lower Digimon from your trash without paying its memory cost. This sets up the Black or Groundmon play for practically nothing as another option. And then once per turn on your turn, you may trash a card from your hand with your own. When you trash a card from your hand with your own effect, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP and gains security +1. Tidemon's just really powerhouse. We have Zawart being able to trash top 3 and then play a purple Digimon, which we are going to, with an 8 or less from your play cost without paying their memory cost, which is really nice. But also, you may return 1 level 6 Digimon card from this Digi-Evolution card to your hand. Delete 1 of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon that has a play cost 12 or less. Really nice skill. We like popping things. Next, we do have Omnimon Zawart Defeat. The attacking Digimon does not battle this security Digimon. Play this card without paying its memory cost. When Digivolving, delete 1 of your opponent's Tamers And then on deletion, delete one of your opponent's Digimon. We like to trade big time. Talked about Jack Ray. Jack Ray just in here to gain us memory if we have 10 or more. What's nice is if we have Wizardmon and Lilithmon and we don't have the 10 right away, Jack Ray at least gains us a 3, which is fine by me. That's just make sure that guarantees Jack Raid and Mega Fusion is just a 1 cost, gains us 1 memory basically. She's in here to set your memory to 3 and be a target for Mega Digievolution Fusion so that we can go into Omnimon Zawart so easily. That is the deck. That is Lilithmon Loop. I think that's pretty solid for you boys and girls. Next, this is a Titamon themed deck. So like the last video, last deck profile, trash 1 card from your hand, then you may play 1 purple level 4 or lower Digimon card from your hand, trash without paying its memory cost. Once per turn, when you trash a card in your hand with your own effect, this Digimon gets plus 2000 DP, becomes a 14k, and then security +1, being able to take out double security, where you use it to combo in Black War Growlmon and a few other combo pieces. Demimera is in here to be Devimera. That draw discard is just so important. Tsunomon is in here when you trash a card in your hand with using one of your effects, trigger draw +1. Really good skill. We do have Devimon for the fact of the matter is a 2 cost. We have Gobblemon for triggering draw 2, then trash 1 card from your hand, just to help cycle in for Titamon skill and all the other procs. Next, we have Guzzymon to prevent our opponent from gaining memory. We play Tsurimon for gaining 1 memory on deletion, so if we lose this mon, we at least gain a memory out of the deal. Goblinmon is once per turn when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects. This Digimon gets plus 2000 DP for the turn. Really solid and being able to gain power to hit into that security stack like it's nobody's business. Kinekokomon is when attacking, you may trash a card in your hand to delete one of your opponent's level 3. So this helps get Titamon's skill off very easily. We have Jinkumon is once per turn, you may trash a card in your hand when you trash a card in your hand with your own effect, gain 1 memory. So if both of these are under something of an ultimate, they kind of gain a lot of power. We have Genkumon Promote, so it has Rush and it can Digivolve on top of level 4, but on play, you may place 1 and 1 so that from your trash in this Digievolution card in any order, if you place 2 cards with this effect, trigger draw +1. This is how you get both of them to go off in 1 Digimon stack. This being able to Digivolve on top of a level 4 for 1 and Digivolve for 2 is really good because now you can Digivolve on top of one of these guys and just gain some really nice bonuses. Next, we have Devimon being a blocker. Next, Lady Devimon's in here to be that graceful charity that we know and love. And once per turn, when we use an option, delete one of our opponent's level 3 Digimon. Jokermon's in here, so on deletion, you may play 1 level 3 Digimon card from your trash, and on deletion effects of on Digimon on play effects do not activate, sadly. But that's fine. We like to have recursion. So if we lose Jokermon, they have to deal with a rookie coming back, and sometimes 1-for-1 trades are not equal. Next is Black War Growlmon to be able to restand, and it also has the Digiburst to play a rookie to set up cost for Titamon for restands. Rebellionmon is in here, so when Digivolving, you may trash 1 card in your hand to have this Digimon gain Blocker, which is really good because we want to gain Blocker and Retaliation. So this becomes a big threat because most people don't want to swing into knowing that a Blocker with Retaliation's on board. And in all turns, this Digimon is treated as black, so that's pretty much multicolor in a nutshell. Skull Greymon's in here to put itself under somebody's resources to become a big threat with Retaliation. When this Digimon is trashed from your hand by your own effect, you may place this card under one of your purple Digimon as a bottom evolution. When attacking, you may trash 1 card from your hand to give this Digimon +3. It becomes a 10k attacker. Mastamon's in here to be Mastamon, being able to trash 1 of both of ours and then play a baby for free, a level 4 or less, maybe a blocker, or better yet, we play Genkumon Promote. Then we grab those 2, we gain a memory out of this deal. This becomes a 3 cost. We're playing Grave Memory Boost, so return 1 purple Digimon card from your trash to your hand, put this card in the battle area, delay with gaining 2 memory. We're really solid. We also have Underworld Call. When you trash this card from your hand for one of your effects, trigger +1, draw 1. So this becomes a resource +1 filter. Then you may place 1 purple level 4 main phase. If you cast this, you may play a purple level 4 or lower Digimon from your trash without activating its memory cost. Without paying its memory cost. Activate this card's main effect is pretty much just the main. Next, we do play the Matt Ishida. Matt Ishida is being here to set us to 3. Then we play Takumi Abia. So when you Digivolve, you may suspend this tamer to trigger draw 1. All your level 3 gain attacking. When all level 3 Digimon gain attacking, lose 1 memory. Don't want to have too many of these out on the board. If we're just going rookie rush style, we're kind of screwed if this comes in, but it helps against the rookie rush matchup, which is super clutch. Next, let's talk about it. We have a BeelStarmon. This deck is probably 3 Musketeers on steroids. We know what this deck kind of does. It is a very scary deck. We have Dandevimon for the trigger, when destroyed, draw 1, discard 1. We play Titamon to draw us a card. We're trying to get to our combo pieces. This is such a combo heavy deck. We need as much draw as possible. We have Guzzymon in here for your opponent can't gain memory except for tamers. We have Soundbirdmon, so when attacking, you may trash 1 option card in your hand to gain 1 memory. So we want to keep as much memory and maybe get BeelStarmon in for practically free. That is our goal. Itmon's in here, so you may trash 1 card in your hand. If you do, return 1 Digimon card with 7 Great Demon Lords or 3 Musketeers in its typing from your trash to your hand. So we can recycle the Gundramon, which is really nice, and we can recycle BeelStarmon with our on play, which is really nice. We can also Digivolve into BeelZamon for as long as we have 10 or more, and we have an Itmon for 4, and then delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lowers, which is really nice because then we can just turbo right into Millenniumon for practically nothing. We have Mechanorimon, so blocker, and then this Digimon can't attack, but when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon battle and survives, we restand. This helps against the rookie rush matchup. This is Dandevimon, so reveal top 4 of your decks, add 1 Digimon card with 3 Musketeers and its typing and or options with a memory cost 7 among them to your hand, trash the remaining cards. This Digimon can Digivolve into a Digimon with 3 Musketeers and its typing from your hand for a memory cost 6, ignoring evolution requirements. Since he is a 4, we can just cheat him in. We'll be hard casting him. So next is Vilemon being Vilemon. Vilemon is just a blocker. That's all we care about. Next we have Devimon, just being that threat that everybody hates. If we see 1 Devimon, it's a 1 kill target. Next is Ogremon, so on play, trash 1 card from your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 4. We'll do discarding options we don't need, and then we'll just spam BeelStarmon. Rebellionmon is so when it digivolves, we get a blocker and retaliation, which is really nasty, and people hate when this happens. And all turns, this Digimon is treated as black, so we can digivolve into Gundramon if we wanted to. This is how we get into Gundramon very easily. So it has blocker, and when digivolving, reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. You may add 1 option with a memory cost 7 among them without paying its memory cost. You can use it, trash the remaining cards. If you do use an option with this effect, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with an on play cost of 4 or less. Really nice to be able to blow up our opponent's mons really nicely, especially with all the options we have. BeelZamon is in here to be a quick into Millenniumon. BeelStarmon. So BeelStarmon is when playing this card from your hand, reduce the play cost by 1 for each 3 Musketeer card and option card with a memory cost 7 in your trash and 3 Musketeers. So this could come into for free if the number of options reach that high. On play, return 1 option card with a memory cost 7 from your trash to your hand, and then use 1 option card with a memory cost 7 from your hand without paying its memory costs. Really powerful. Millenniumon's here to be that removable threat and rewind target and reload. Basically, you just put something at the bottom. We're going to use it for BeelStarmon, BeelZamon, just to get rid of big threats we don't like. Omnimon's Award Defeat is in here for if it gets revealed in security, but also deleting one of our opponent's tamers, which is really nice. Then we have Jolswatsor. So this card is if you have 3 Musketeers in this type, option color is ignored. All 3 Musketeer options do this. Delete all your opponent's Digimon with play cost 7 or lower. So this can clear rookie rush boards or anything big. Trump Sword is in here to delete one of our opponent's unsuspended Digimon, which happens a lot. We have Flying Bullet, 3 Musketeer, ignores colors, but delete one of your opponent's level 6 or lower Digimon, so we can delete Megas with Flying Bullet. Nail Bones in here to play our rookie and our champions or ultimates back on the board, so that we can Digivolve right back into it and get right into it. You may play 1 purple level on security if it reveals, lets you play a pretty much a blocker or a rookie from your field without paying its memory cost. So, like nice, Matt Ishida is in here to be Matt Ishida to gain us 3 memory per turn and recycle a lost card. Happy Bullet Shower. 3 Musketeer requirement, doesn't require any color. Delete all your opponent's Digimon with the lowest DP. Really powerful to clear a lot of board state. So Rookie Rush kind of gets punished heavily for this deck. Now let's talk about Rookie Rush. We play Demi-Meramon with the draw discard. We play Tsunimon with when you trash a card in your hand without using one of your effects, you may draw a card. So we're just going to gain advantage for this. So what I mean by that is we just have a decent amount of plethora of cards that'll help us cycle in on deletion. We have Devimon being Devimon. We have Tapirmon being a on deletion draw card. This helps with this card. We have Candlemon being Candlemon. We play Guzzymon to shut down annoying multi-attacking decks that use like Lilithloop and stuff like that just gain a lot of memory a turn. We play Elecmon, so on deletion, delete one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon. Really nice. We play the 2-drop Devimon just to be that 2-drop 1 evolution. We have Elecmon being a 4-cost 5 DP. We play Falconmon because it's a 2-cost 5,000 DP. We have Starmon because it's a 3-cost, pretty much remove something if we can build up the right board. Give too much memory, we build Pulsemons in here to gain us draw or gain us a memory depending on situation. Next, we do play Ginkamon Promote because it does have Rush, so we can Digivolve on top of this, and that one of these Digimon and just be able to swing in for game. It's like our mini little tamer buddies. Next is Night Rage, so play a purple level 3 Digimon from your trash without paying its memory cost. Any on-play effects of this Digimon do not activate. Next, we do have Underworld Calling if this is trashed, which can be done with Demi-Mera. So we draw a card. We can choose this as the discard target so that we draw a card. So we're still plussing. And then you may play 1 purple Digimon card from our trash without paying its memory cost, which is why we want to see these 2 combo off. They're revealed in security. We kind of keep cycling back even if they wipe our boards. Death Claw is here to kill a blocker by deleting one of our mons, triggering all our effects. And Spiral Masquerade's in here to be that annoying removal spell in Rookie Rush that just guarantees death. So for each one of your Digimon, activate the following effect: -1 of your opponent's Digimon by 3,000 DP for the turn. Especially since it's Rookie Rush, we kind of get this wide board and it gets ridiculous pretty quickly. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!